Hey folks, this is the test remediation for Block 7. Let's make sure that we're listening to the video and showing all our work on both sides. So let's go ahead and draw us a heart next to question T1 and let's get started. One of the most missed questions on the test was this one. It says a function has the factors x plus 12 and x minus 8. What is the sum of the solutions? So basically, we're going to find the solutions and we're going to add them together. So if we have our factors, how do we find our solutions? We set our factors equal to 0 and we solve them. So we're going to set x plus 12 equal to 0. We're going to set x minus 8 equal to 0. We're going to solve them. So these are one-step equations. We're going to subtract 12 on both sides. And one of my solutions is negative 12. We're going to add 8 on both sides. And the other solution is a positive 8. And now we want to take the sum of those solutions. So we are going to add these together. We have a negative 12 and a positive 8, and that gives me a negative 4. All right. Okay, what is the x value of the minimum point? Well, remember, the minimum or the maximum is really the vertex. So they want the x value of the vertex. Well, we know in order to find the vertex, we've got to factor it, and we've got to find our x-intercepts. So let's write down what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to factor. Then we're going to set each factor equal to 0. And we're going to solve them. And then we're going to find the middle of the solutions. Okay, remember that the solutions are the same things as an x-intercept on the graph. So we're going to find the middle, and that's where our vertex is going to be. So we have a trinomial here. So I'm going to do me an x. Last term goes at the top. We're trying to multiply numbers to get to that. Middle term goes at the bottom. We're trying to add. So I need magic numbers that multiply to 3 but add to negative 4. The magic numbers are negative 1 and negative 3. When I multiply, I get a 3. When I add, I get a negative 4. So my factors are x minus 1 and x minus 3. And now I'm going to set each one of those equal to 0, and I'm going to solve. So we have x minus 1 equals 0, and we have x minus 3 equals 0. We add 1 to both sides, and we find out that one of our x-intercepts is 1. We add 3 to both sides, and we find out that my other x-intercept is 3. Now I'm going to draw this number line or this x-axis, and I want you to do it for the other side as well. One of my x-intercepts is at 1. My other x-intercept is at 3, and I want the middle, which is 2. And this is my x value of my vertex. So this is my x value of my vertex. If I wanted to go further and get the y value, I would just plug it back in and I would have the y value. But this says the x value, and the x value is 2. All right. Draw a triangle next to the T2. All right, average rate of change. average rate of change is the same calculation as slope. The reason why they call it the average rate of change is because when we have a function that is not linear, the slope is different at different places on the graph. So they actually have to specify an interval for us to find the average rate of change or the average slope. So they have specified that we want the slope where x is 2, that's here, and x is 13, that's here. So they've specified my ordered pairs. Now I can do do. So we're going to do the BBBS, down, up, down, up. When I simplify the top, I get -9. When I simplify the bottom, I get -11. And we have to be very careful because a negative divided by a negative is a positive 9/11. Go ahead and draw me a really pretty flower down here at the bottom. And last question. We've got a graph, and it says which choice shows the factors of the function. Well, remember that these guys here have 4 names. They're called x-intercepts. They're also called solutions to the quadratic. They're called roots. And they're called zeros. About forgot one there. Okay, so we know that these values are the opposite signs as the values when they're in factored form. So this is a -5. So I am looking for the factored form with a +5. So I got these two. Okay, this x-intercept is a +4. In the factored form, it's going to be the opposite sign. So I am looking for a -4. So the answer is C. Remember, your x-intercepts, your solutions, your zeros, and your roots actually are the opposite signs from the factored form. And the reason why is because when we set each factor equal to 0, when I go to solve, it actually changes the sign. Okie dokie, draw me a triangle at the bottom here, and you guys have a great day.